So let me be clear, right? Disclaimer, I do not support, condone, respect, or encourage any form of racism. I'm a byproduct of genocide, the stealing of a country, and the Trail of Tears. You see what I'm saying? That's why when Homeboy said that shit, it's like, bro, do you even know who you talking to? Like, I got so mad. If he had said something, like, offensive, but, like, not along those lines, like, not some racist shit, not even understand who the fuck I am or what my fucking genetic history is or what my fucking ancestors was. You see what I'm saying? Half my ancestors was not white. You see what I'm saying? So getting into my point here is that even though I do not I can't say it, I do not respect, condone, encourage, or have any tolerance for any form of racism, I understand it. I also understand the First Amendment and why it's important for, like, I'm not gonna say like racism should be a thing, but it's like certain people. I've only known one person who was like diehard. Actually, I've known a couple. One of them I didn't know was racist till I was in prison with him, and the other one, the one I'm gonna talk about here, he was Puerto Rican. And the dude I was in prison with, his family actually founded, like, I guess, a skinhead gang out here too. That's sort of how I found out. Like, one of his really close family members founded this shit. But anyway, so this dude was Puerto Rican. The other dude, he was older. Like, the other dude who was in prison, he was like a year older than me. This dude was like 40-something, 50-something. And he had come here from Puerto Rico, I guess, after turning 18. And when he was, I guess, a kid, like, I think it was either 12, 14. I think he might even say he was in 4th grade. I don't remember the exact, but I know he was well under the age of 18. That much I remember. I just don't remember if it was 12 or 14. But I know it was one of the two. He was under 16. I remember that much. He was a young ass kid. I think he might be. I'm remembering a 4 about it for some reason, right? This is a dude, like, I sort of had to interact with him for certain reasons. And, like, I've talked about him on here before, but I'm not going to explain that much further. But, so anyways, this older Puerto Rican dude, he hated black people. Hated them. Like, he used to have black people that he would do shit with, and he would say that with the hard ER at the end of it. Like, have a nice day. You see what I'm saying? So one day I asked him, I said, yo, why you like that, bro? That's just wild. Like, that's not cool. They're people just like everybody else. And he's like, man, when I was 14, I think is what he said. When I was 14, or I think he was under the age of 16. I remember it was 14, 12, or 11. 4th grade or something. It was somewhere 4. That's why I'm thinking we might have been 11. But I remember he was a young ass kid because it shocked me hearing it. And he only told me this story once, and I could tell, like, it was valid. You see what I'm saying? So he was like, I was kidnapped by 3 black dudes. It was either 3 or 4 black dudes in Puerto Rico, and I was held for like 3 days, and they tortured me and shit. And I managed to escape, and I took one of their guns. We got in a gunfight, and they wound up shooting me 3 times. And he's like, and then after I escaped, I came back with my people, and then I went down for homicide. And in Puerto Rico, the prison will only hold you no matter what you did till you're 18. Even if you're a sick motherfucker like that, they'll let you back out, and then when you get caught after 18, then they'll be like, all right, he never going home. But the way that their thing is no matter what you did or how many or whatever, you will get out when you're 18. So, long story short, he had a reason why he was racist. Granted, like, I've had people of all colors do something to me. You know what I'm saying? I was shot by black folk. I don't have no problem with any race. You feel what I'm saying? And that's why what that motherfucker said the other day just lit that fire up in me, because, like, you don't even know who you're talking to. You don't even know, like, I'm a byproduct of racism because half my ancestors was not this color. You see what I'm saying? That's why in the fucking summertime I look fucking Mexican. You see what I'm saying? Like, I look Hispanic. So it's like, long story short, bro, like, racism's wrong. It's not a good mindset. I'm really disappointed to see, like, see, that's the thing. Like, he had, if that was a kid as young as I think it was that commented that shit, if that was a kid in general, I doubt he has any real reason for that. Like with this dude, it was that's why I said I could say sometimes I understand it. There's a lot of times I don't understand it, but in his case, I understood because something had happened to him. Everyone handles that type of shit differently. And just because that shit like that didn't fuck me up the same way, and I was never kidnapped and shot. I mean, I've been both have happened, but not in the same instance. You see what I'm saying? The person who kidnapped me was someone really close to me, and it was to prove a point. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I was walking out of that. You know, I tell you what, like, for a second I didn't know if I was, but I walked out of that. You see what I'm saying? So, it's like this. It's like, I could understand why some people and that happened like years ago. That was like at least 15 years ago, what I'm talking about. But like I said, like, some people, they handle shit differently. And like, even though I don't do viewpoint, I was like, bro, like, just don't do that shit around me. Can you just do that? Like, if that's how you're gonna be, and I've tried to stop you, and it can't be done, and it's just be what you've explained to me as a logical reason it can't be done, then can you at least just not do it around me? Even that shit was hard for him. That shit was so ingrained in him, but it is what it is, you know. And once I understood that, like, it came a point, like, I just stopped questioning it. Because it's like, even though I'm not going to be like that, you know, it wasn't ever going to be like that. Like, he was never not going to be like that. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's part of the First Amendment. That's part of what makes America America, is people is allowed to say what the fuck they want. So when people start making policies to try and circumvent that, even if you don't agree with the viewpoint, sometimes you sort of have to put that aside for the greater good and be like, look, I don't like this shit as much as the next guy. But if they take this shit away, what's to stop them from doing that with other shit? And then there come a point we can't say nothing. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I said. It's not about race. It's about protecting the First Amendment in that regard. And it's about that some people is just like that. They are mentally conditioned by what they've been through to be like that. Because I've only known a couple of them. And it's like, if you was raised around shit like that, chances are you might be like that. Because that's how most of them was. Like, my boy from prison, that's how it was. You know what I'm saying? But if something happened to you, that's the other way. You have a logical, like, usually trauma reason to be like that. So, something to think about. I understand, I don't like racism either. I don't condone that shit. That's why I didn't vote for Joe Biden when he went to that Klan motherfucking funeral. But think about the First Amendment. Be easy, yo.